What is the most expensive cigar you can buy? Some cigars sell for over $1 million. In this video, we will talk about fancy cigar brands that only the super rich can afford. Get ready to hear about fancy stogies from companies like Gurkha, Mayan Sicars, and Gran Habano. These fancy smokes are made with rare old tobacco and gold leaf, making them cost more than houses. Gurkha Royal Courtesan, Cigar. Gurkha cigars are like the Gucci and Louis Vuitton of the cigar world. They make some of the most expensive stogies on earth. Their Royal Courtesan cigar costs a mind-blowing $1.36 million, the same as a luxury house. So why does it cost so much to puff on one of these fancy cigars? Well, Gurkha only makes 100 boxes of the Royal Courtesan, and each cigar is hand-rolled and dipped in a gold honey cognac mixture. The tobacco inside is super rare too. It comes from tiny farms way up high in the Himalaya mountains. After it's rolled up tight, the cigar gets wrapped in a shiny gold leaf. So when you light one up, you truly will be smoking gold. The flavor is supposed to be incredible. Spicy and woody from the strange Himalayan tobacco with a smooth honey cognac sweetness. The Royal Courtesan may be Gurkha's most bonkers expensive stogie, but they have other crazy overpriced cigars too, like their Black Dragon cigar that goes for $1,050 per smoke. Or the His Majesty's Reserve packed with vintage tobaccos aged up to 10 years. Those cost $750 each. Smoking Gurkha's luxury cigars is an experience fit for kings and queens. They use rare ingredients few others can, and have fancy designs that look like magical artifacts. Next time you see someone puffing on a Gurkha stogie, know that they are enjoying one of the most exclusive smokes money can buy. Mayan Sicars. Imagine you uncover a 600-year-old box of perfect cigars. What would you do? Sell them for $500,000. That's what happened when some explorers found 800 pristine Mayan Sicars in a Guatemalan cave back in 2012. These crazy old stogies were hand-rolled by indigenous people centuries before Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Thanks to the ideal humidity and airtight wooden box, they survived 600 years without molding or drying out. When examined, the tobacco inside still gave off a pleasant herbal aroma, and the construction was perfect. Finely rolled by master Mayan leaf handlers. Smoking one would be like hotboxing ancient Mesoamerica. It's no wonder an anonymous investor shelled out over $500 Gran for the rare batch. Ultra-aged cigars like those simply don't exist anywhere else. Who would not want the chance to sample mysterious ancient tobacco flavors and construction techniques? Owning the Mayan cigars also allows you to ponder an incredible feat of organic engineering. However those indigenous tribes cured their leaves, it beat out modern methods big time. Too bad the recipe died out with them. Either way, for the lucky dude who bought those cigars, smoking 15th century tobacco is now a reality. Time to put on some tasseled Mayan robes and travel way back in Flavor Town, Gran Habano No. 5, El Gigante. When it comes to fancy schmancy cigars, few are more coveted than Gran Habano's $185,000 El Gigante. These exclusive Cuban stogies are longer than a burrito and thicker than a baseball bat. So why does smoking one feel like puffing on a stack of Benjamins? Well, Gran Habano only makes 100 El Gigantes ever, and each one takes forever to construct to flawless proportions. The tobacco inside has been aged to perfection too. We're talking leaves cured for 8 to 10 years. This aging makes the smoke incredibly smooth yet strong. Reviewers say each draw fills your mouth with decadent flavors, earthy cocoa and coffee notes that transition into creamy vanilla sweetness, then a peppy blast of cinnamon spice on the finish. Absolutely sublime. Smoking an El Gigante allows you to savor a genuine Cuban tobacco masterpiece. It's like lighting up a fine cigar times 10, and the hefty size means it lasts for hours. Don't inhale too hard though, or you might pull a muscle. Owning one of these chocolate-infused tobacco cannons puts you in a rare class of cigar aficionados, because at nearly 200 grand per smoke, the Gran Habano El Gigante is exclusively for billionaires and lottery winners. Everyone else will have to just stare in awe as plumes of heavenly smoke waft from their displays. Regius Double Corona. Fancy cigars don't get much fancier than the Regius Double Corona. This boutique brand makes some of the priciest stogies around. We're talking $51,000 for one of their Cinco edition smokes. What makes Regius's Coronas so gosh darn expensive? For starters, they use a special hybrid tobacco blend. The filler leaves come from Nicaragua, while the wrapper is aged Dominican. This combo packs the smoke with tons of rich, refined flavor. The double Corona Cinco spends at least 5 years, aging in a rum barrel too. This smooths out the tobacco's rougher edges while adding lovely, woody vanilla notes. When lit, expect clouds of milky cocoa spice flavor with zero harshness. These fancy $51,000 stogies also boast flawless construction. They are rolled by expert hands into the ideal large Corona shape. The wrapper leaves are gorgeously glossy too. Smoking a Regius cigar is like driving a Rolls-Royce, pure luxury through and through. While most cigars turn to ash quickly, the Regius Double Corona was built to last. It burns slow and cool for over an hour of indulgent puffing. Each drawer unveils more of the sublime tobacco layers. Dark berries, coffee beans, hints of nougat. When money is no object, lighting up a $50,000 Regius Double Corona Cinco absolutely makes perfect sense. King of Denmark. When it comes to fancy, expensive smokes, the Danes know a thing or two. The King of Denmark cigar costs a royal ransom at $4,500 per stogie. But this fancy cigar is fit for actual nobility. The king starts with rare tobaccos from the Dominican Republic and Cuba, two places that produce the smoothest, most flavorful leaves. Expert rollers then shape the filler and binder leaves into the perfect cylinder before wrapping it in gorgeous Ecuadorian Connecticut shade. This cigar doesn't just look regal with its golden brown, silky wrapper. When lit, it transports you to Flavor Town with the very best tasting notes from both regions. You get a rolling foundation of earthy Cuban musk with sweet and nutty flavors from the Dominican leaves dancing on top. After rolling, the King of Denmark ages for 3 years, mellowing and marrying the blend into perfect harmony. No harshness, just smooth, refined luxury in every puff. So while most folks can't afford a $4,500 stogie, owning the King of Denmark makes sense for billionaires who can. Why rule a nation when you can rule rich cigar flavor instead? This royal smoke is decadence at its finest. Well, those are some crazy expensive cigars. What rare stogie would you love to try, even just once? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the Elite Luxury YouTube channel. See you next time.